Hey, thanks for tuning in. I have this new tool that I posted on the website and I wanted to walk you through how you can use it to customize and build your own armatures. So if you go to armature9.com, you'll get here. You can also go to armaturelab.com and that will take you directly to this link. So armaturelab.com will take you to the Build It page. And the template that I'm going to be showing you how to work with is for the large pieces. So in other words, all of these guys right here. As most of you know, I'm sure you can purchase individual pieces either as replacements or to swap with your existing figure, or you can go through and buy everything you need to build your own armature and we'll assemble it all for you. But it's been really difficult to pre-visualize what it is you're getting, and so that's what this is for. You can download this PSD template and you'll get essentially this right here, which allows you to use the auto select to simply click items and drag them into view and build your own figures. But there are a couple things I want to show you that are really cool about this. First of all, it is pretty backward compatible. I tried opening this file in Photoshop CS2 and it worked just fine. And the big difference really between the newer and older versions with regards to this file is that the auto select is turned off by default in older versions, in which case you have to hold the control key to select an item. So if you hit control, it will do the same thing as the auto select. Notice that when I let go of the control key, it disengages the auto select. And if you want to select multiple items, you just hold shift and it will, then you can drag multiple items at a time. But given that it's just much easier to have the auto select turned on for this, I'm going to turn that on, and and I can just start clicking and dragging items. So I would suggest sketching a character or bringing an existing concept art in here and then grabbing the head size and the torso size that you need to match that figure's proportions. But I'm just going to go ahead and just be creative and build something from scratch by just clicking and dragging a few items and maybe building something that's considerably different than what we have available on the website currently. Something a little bit more, a little bit more cartoony. I'm going to turn off these extras because they're kind of getting in the way. So let's see, I need a neck. I'm going to hold shift to grab these two clips for the pelvis, and I'm going to give this character flexible clavicles. And the flexible clavicles are essentially clavicles that, in addition to pivoting up and down, they have a rail so that the shoulder can move forward and back more realistically. And let's say I give this guy some really long legs, but kind of running out of space. So I'm going to select all these items, holding shift, and just move them all up, and then grab some feet and toes, and maybe I'll give him some really long arms. And claws, for whatever reason. So just like that, I've created my own character. Now there's this other cool feature that comes with Photoshop. It's called layer comps, and it's not turned on by default, so you'll probably have to go to Window and turn it on so you can get access to, they're essentially bookmarks, and you can create your own by hitting this little new file. I'm going to call this strange character with claws, and just like that I've got a bookmark. Well, the thing you want to be careful of is that when you do create it, make sure that you have position checked. By default it's unchecked, so you want to have that turned on, and that will record the positional changes to the layer. So if I have some other presets here, like I have the Ranger armature, These are existing presets that you can get off the website, but it helps to illustrate the contrast between what you're seeing in this template view compared to what you would actually get in real life. I mean, these pieces are renderings of the actual 3D models of these pieces, but because this is posed and light and lit nicely, it looks much more graceful than you're going to get here. So some imagination on your part is definitely a part of the process, and a little bit of a leap of faith. So anyway, the presets can be great ways of getting started on either a quadruped or a biped. Like let's say you wanted the Ranger because you want or a smaller biped. You could just take that head out and swap it in with something else and kind of play around with it and see what you get. I do have some redundancy in here that I should point out. Like I have the pelvis, but I also have the pelvis again over here sideways, so that if you do build a quadruped, you have that option. I have like the necks and peanuts also for the same reason, some vertical, some sideways. And the legs, I have them duplicated, ones that are straight and ones that are bent. Basically so that you can build bipeds and quadrupeds and not have it look so odd. So here I'll start with a quadruped and I'll build myself a dragon. And I think I'm going to opt for shorter arms. And definitely going to give him some wings, so I'll put the little bi-clip up there. Give them some claws. And I'll go ahead and save that as my dragon. So that's pretty much the tool. Now obviously you need Photoshop in order to use it, which I know is obviously an inconvenience, but I think and I hope that most artists these days probably have some version of Photoshop installed, and hopefully this PSD will open for you. If not, let me know. Like I said, I tested it going back to Photoshop CS2 and it worked pretty well. So let me know what you think. I'm the only one that's really tested this tool, this little template, so I would love to hear what you think if you get around to downloading it and testing it out. And yeah, so give me some feedback, because who knows, maybe there's some other stuff that I can do or add to this to make it look or work a little bit better, or even content requests. So if there's like a particular arm length or leg length that is not there that you wish was there, let me know. There are a couple ways in which you can approach this. You can obviously work with these pieces and you can send me a JPEG of this, or you can go to the website and you can click on a layer and it will highlight that is face beast, and so you would go to the faces and you would buy the beast face and you would add it to your cart, and you would just go through and add every single item to your cart that you have currently on your canvas in your workspace. Oh, and here on the left I've got inches and centimeters, so you can get a feel for how tall the figure is that you're building. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. If you do have a request for a part that isn't here, like let's say you want to make a set of arms that is a little bit longer or shorter, you're more than welcome to go to that layer and just shrink the detail and send that to me as well, and I can compare this to the others and I can pretty much gauge exactly what dimensions that would be. So it's another way in which you can make requests for custom pieces and custom lengths. I guess there is one other thing that I do want to mention, and that is that if you ever find yourself out of pieces, so for instance, sometimes I find that I would rather have this kind of claw, the one that connects to the ball socket, on the foot. Just hold Alt and it will duplicate the layer. So Alt is another handy hotkey that you can use for stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And I'm hoping to release the same style of template for the rider figure as well. So stay tuned for that. And till next time, bye.